Hi friends, it's Michelle Ladd with the National Veteran Resources, and look who I have here with me today, Bobby Henline.
Hi.
And you guys all know Bobby Henline. I really don't need to give an introduction, except, are you the guy that did Dancing with the Stars? Everybody asks
I get
me
it
that.
all the time. JR has two hands, by the way.
Oh. Oh, I haven't seen that episode, so whenever I take anybody around the RV, they always say that to me, so I'm going to have to tell them no, but I didn't know.
That's why they grow the goatee out, so I look different. all Bert guys look alike.
You're much better looking. So guess what, guys? I am at Camp for Heroes, and as you know, Bobby is featured on the back of my RV, and he hasn't seen it yet. So I'm about ready to take him around, and I'm going to share with you the story of why I wrapped it the way that I did. And then once I actually show him the back of the RV, we're going to share Bobby's story and tell you a little bit about some really amazing things he's doing to help our veterans. So he's already seen the side of it, so we're just going to kind of walk around, and you guys have all seen the side of the RV.
Beautiful. The pictures and the way it captures emotions.
Does it make you feel, did I do a good job?
You do a good job. You really feel kind of what they're feeling. That picture really captures what they're thinking about. You know, remembering their brothers, dealing with problems we can't talk about, all kinds of stuff we hold inside. So it really does capture it very well.
Thank you.
Of course, you know, being on the back, it's because you always save the best for last.
I
is
did
what
say,
I figured.
And you're the first. So he doesn't know why I actually asked him if I could use his photo on the back of the RV. So this is Bobby's first reaction to see his photo on the back of this RV. And you tell me your honest thoughts.
I don't have very good facial expressions, so.
No, you do.
Beautiful. Wow.
There you are, superstar.
There it is, next to some other heroes. Awesome. That's beautiful.
Well,
It's to keep the tailgaters off. They get scared. That's what it's for.
you protect me in parking lots, I'll tell you that right now. So Bobby, several months ago, I was at Camp for Heroes, and Woody brought me over to a meeting for Operation Barbecue, and I met Jamie and Bobby, and they shared their stories. Bobby shared his story with me, and I don't know if you saw the emotion on my face, but I said, that guy, I want to do something to honor him. And so I decided that I was going to get a bigger RV. I was going to go on the road more full-time. I'm about 70% now.
Wow.
And you, in your story, inspired me to want to help as many veterans as I could. And over the last few months, since I've been interviewing veterans and first responders, and they're sharing their stories with me, I tell them, don't give up, because there's so many that have been through so many bad things, and they just never give up.
Yeah, we have those bad days, and it's a reminder to let them know it's okay to have those bad days. It's not perfect. We don't wake up happy every day. Even if you're successful, you're still having issues. You're battling to get there.
And I'm sure of that. And so I use your positive messages when I'm sitting with them and they're sharing their stories and we're laughing and we're crying. And the first thing I do is I take them to the back of the RV and show them your photo.
You explained you had to get a bigger RV because it fit my head on the back. Shell's tiny. She doesn't need any more space. It was to fit my big ego head on the back.
I knew this was going to be a fun one. So, Bobby, I told Bobby, let's turn around so we can actually get near your face. Oh my gosh, there we go. So, Bobby, I would like you to share with our community a little bit about your story and why you started the foundations that you started, and how can we help you, and how can we help you spread the word about what you're doing.
Okay. Well, for those who don't know anything about me, which is probably 90% of you don't know anything about me, But I did 4 tours in the United States Army. I was in Desert Storm. Got out for 10 years. Came back in the Army after 9/11. At 30 years old, I had to start all over from scratch, basic training, everything.
Oh, wow.
It was a little harder physically the second time, right? The first time it was mentally harder. The second time it was physically harder. I already knew the mental game, right?
Yeah.
But I did 3 more tours during Operation Iraqi Freedom. And on that last tour in 07, my Humvee was blown up by a roadside bomb. I was the only survivor out of the 5 guys in the vehicle. I was serving with 82nd Airborne Division right here out of Fort Bragg. And when I woke up, I was in a coma for 2 weeks. I woke up, found out I was the only one alive. Doctor said medically I shouldn't be alive. And I didn't know what to do with that. I had survivor's guilt. I felt like a burden in my family. Choices that I made is making my kids suffer. I've lost my independence. I didn't want to live. I actually prayed every night to not wake up the next day for over a year. My head was burnt to the skull. My left arm was real bad, obviously. Had my hand for 2 years. We tried to get to work, couldn't get work. I told them to take it off. Burnt real bad on my legs.
2 years later.
2 years later. I told them to take it off in the hospital.
Did ya?
And they said, no, give us at least 18 months. So I gave them 2 years, and I said, all right, still not working. Let's go. It's in the way. We got to get it out of there. But it's really about 18 months into it when I finally got the skin graft to work on my head, because it kept failing. I had an open bone on my head for 18 months. When that finally hit and healed, and then that worked, that's when I started going, okay, I got my independence back now. I can walk around by myself. I don't need everybody's help all the time. And that's when I started, little things for life that we take for granted every day, like just being around our family, our kids, going to the store. I started seeing that, and I said, okay, if I'm alive just to raise my children, maybe one of my children's going to have a baby that's going to be president someday. Who knows? It's not always about you, that you're supposed to have this big task in life, and you're trying to figure out, and you're beating yourself up over, like, why am I alive? Why am I here? A lot of times we may never know the answers, but in the future, you're here for a reason. And so I figured if it's just to raise my children so they can raise the next president, the next whatever, then I'm here. I'm happy to do that. I'm going to see my children graduate. Someday I'll get to hold my grandchildren, and that just pushed me through everything. And I started being happy all the time. I stopped praying to take me. I said, all right, now how can you use me? Why am I here? What can I do? And then I found out by just sharing my story and continuing to chase my dreams and just being myself, that I could help others see things in a positive way. Because I learned early on when the story was done on me, National Public Radio did a story, and they were just trying to check to see how we were being treated at the hospital. And I was positive at that point. And so people couldn't fathom going through something like this and being positive on the other end.
Right.
And so I thought, wow, that's it. If I share my story, I keep driving through life, I can be an example for somebody else. I could put life in another perspective for them. Like, hey, life isn't that bad. Look at this guy who's burnt to the skull. He's happy today. Well, I should be happy too. And so I learned that early on. I figured that's what I got to do. And I learned by doing that, it's the best revenge I can get for the 4 guys that were in the Humvee with me and their families. If I could help more people than that guy hurt that day, and that's what I can continue to do. And luckily with all that stuff, I use my sense of humor to get through a lot of things. And so my occupational therapist, when I'm working with my hand, she talked me into doing stand-up comedy. And I thought, there's no way it's going to work. No way the general public's going to be able to laugh at what happened to me and stuff like that. But she nagged me, so I finally tried it to prove her wrong. So that was 10 years ago when Susie talked me into doing comedy, and I went to prove her wrong. And I've been trying to prove her wrong for 10 years. I didn't brand it myself, literally.
Can I tell you?
Yeah.
I'll never forget something that you said to me. So I was telling, when we had the meeting, I was telling everybody that not only am I driving this RV, but I've learned how to run my entire company with my laptop. And I said, and I'm running it right off my cigarette lighter. And you said, cigarette lighter. Ah! I'll never forget you said that to me. And then I knew I just love this guy.
People are just so insensitive when they talk to me. Always trying to light up a conversation. I don't know.
You're funny.
I try to get those puns in whenever I can.
Oh boy!
But I was
knew
able to
this
share
was
my
gonna-
story now through comedy,
Yes.
to make people laugh, to enjoy life. And so then I took both of those together, going around the world, sharing my story and doing that, and continuing to chase my dreams. And I've been able to do comedy back overseas for the troops in Afghanistan, Iraq, done Las Vegas, LA. I've gotten into TV shows and movies now, acting part of it. It's just amazing how my life has opened up. And it's just more people I get to reach and help and give back and try to get that next step. So, of course, doing all this, myself, I realized, okay, how can I help others do the same now? Now that I've been to this level, how can I reach back and help another veteran that's going through those hard times, that's praying to die every night, those first responders. And, I've done the same thing. I got addicted to the painkillers, did a lot of drinking. I still like a drink now and then. I won't ever give up on that. But
Just now and then's okay.
but it's about, quantity of it. You drink. I used to drink a lot, like too much, and now it's just maybe just a little too much. But it's just enjoying that, finding that control of everything in life, and enjoying the portions and stuff. But I know other veterans and first responders are going through all that. So I started a nonprofit, and we're hoping to get the 501c3 in here in a couple of weeks to be finally official.
Okay.
It's called Forging Forward, because what else goes through fire and comes out stronger besides steel?
That's where the name
Your
came
burnt
from.
spirit. Yeah. From me getting forged myself, being burnt, and then coming out a stronger person afterwards. And I want to help others forge forward and come out stronger than what they're battling through right now. So that's what we decided to call Forging Forward, the Bobby Henline Foundation. And
Awesome.
through that, we're going to help with suicide prevention, just like you do. We want to talk about the stuff, and I'm making dog tags from veterans that have died by suicide.
Oh, great.
I have over 200 names right now. We're always taking more. I'm also going to start doing first responders
Oh, good.
dog tags also. And what we do is we have the veterans or the first responders take an oath when they wear that dog tag, and remember about what's strong with them. Not what's wrong with them, but think about what's strong with you. And that's our hashtag, is what's strong with you, because we want people to think about that. We always beating ourselves up for what's wrong with us. I need to fix that, I need to fix this, and fix this, fix that. Well, if you figure out what's strong with you, you can use those strengths to figure out what's wrong, to fix what's wrong with you.
Love it.
And it's a balance. So we're really trying to promote that stuff, doing the dog tags, doing the oaths, and we're also going to do retreats, just like Camp for Heroes is doing here. We'll do some retreats here.
Oh,
We're
great.
teaching outlets. The neighbor right here is a forger. Go figure. Is a forger. We'll teach veterans how to make knives. Like Woody's going to be teaching the painting and stuff like that. So we want to do that here at Camp for Heroes with Forging Forward. We got a guy in Orlando doing stuff like that. So we're teaming up with other people to make it happen, because that's what it is. It takes a team. Whether you work in first responders or the military, it takes a team. And a dog. Buddy's running around here somewhere. Daisy, I don't know where she is.
I know. I was hoping Daisy
Daisy's
would
a
get
traitor.
over.
She leaves me all the time. Anybody with a ball and some treats, she forgets about me. Oh, there she is.
Oh, there she is. Come here, Daisy. Let's sit.
Daisy,
Let's sit.
come here.
I want to introduce Daisy. There's
Sit.
Daisy.
Come here.
There's Daisy.
Sit.
Where is she?
Sit. Act like a good service dog. It's like my vest isn't on. I'm not listening.
Oh, is that right? It's not working right now.
I'm not working. I'm at the farm playing and marking everything. There you go.
We're not going to get that. So,
But yeah, we got
yeah.
Forging Forward, happening and coming up. You can check out forgingforward.org, see what's going, how the nonprofit is growing, where we're at in the stages of everything. You can send us names of veterans or first responders you have that we can make dog tags. We actually already got a dog tag machine donated to us.
I read that.
So we're excited about that. We've already given out 10. And then we also have a military speakers bureau. People need to be inspired and reminded. We all need reminders.
Right.
Sometimes I'm the one out there reminding people about life. Sometimes they're reminding me. And that's it. We got those roles. We all need to be reminded here and there. And so with the Military Speakers Bureau, we have veterans that have been through military sexual trauma, PTS, PTSD, whatever you want to call it. I used to not have a problem with the D thing.
Right.
And then that guy from Henline was talking the other day in a little video, and he didn't like it, and he really explained why. And we're not disorder. We can get stuff done. We can still organize. We have post-traumatic stress. So the way he explained it, it made sense to me. And I probably did him horrible justice explaining that myself. I'm better with the jokes. But so I try to do that now myself, to try to get rid of the D at the end and just PTS.
I'm trying to do that too.
It's a hard thing. Just like
It is.
committed suicide. I don't say committed suicide.
Died by suicide.
Died by suicide.
I just got educated on that as well.
Yeah, because I mean, it's not a crime. When we
That's
think
right.
of that as a crime, and it's not a crime. When someone does kill themselves, the times that I thought about it, and I knocked other veterans and stuff that have thought about it, you're actually trying to be strong for your family, and you don't want to be a burden anymore. So you think you're helping others by getting rid of yourself, and that's when that moment is when it happens. So we're trying to prevent that and remind you about what's strong with you, and don't forget about that. You're always loved, and you matter.
That's right. I hope you guys are listening to this message. Please, please share Bobby's message. If nothing else, we're trying to save lives here, guys. And
You can always
How
go
can-
out to any social media. Look,
Yeah.
I was reading your mind. How can we?
how can we go ahead and finish my sentence?
You could find me anywhere.
Yeah.
All over the place, in the middle of nowhere, apparently.
It's in Fairmont, North Carolina.
But yeah, you got forgingforward.org, Bravo 748 military speakers. If you're looking for a speaker, you've got lots of great speakers there that we can help you out with. And then, of course, just anything you want to find me, forget all that. You go to Bobby Henline on Instagram, social media, Facebook, all that stuff, and our welldonecomedian.com.
Awesome.
All that stuff.
There's
Look
a-
me up. It's there.
And if you can't remember any,
Can't remember anything. You can remember Well Done
Yeah.
Comedian, right?
Yeah.
The Burnt guy.
Well
What's
Done.
that Burnt comedian's name again?
not the guy dancing with the stars.
No, not that guy.
Well, oh my gosh, it's been such an honor. So, just so you know, you were the first one I thought of when I decided I wanted to put some combat veterans or those that may be suffering. Janice suffers with military sexual trauma. And so guys, I met Bobby one time. I contacted him. I asked him if I could use his photo, and he agreed immediately. And I want to thank you so much for that, because it's
My
really
pleasure.
made a
Thank you.
difference.
Thank you. I mean, when a beautiful woman says you're the first one I thought of. Hunk of burning love.
Sorry, Randy. All right. Well, I want to thank you for coming out. He
I
came all the way
appreciate it.
out here
Thank
to
you.
see me.
Yeah, we've been
And,
trying to line this up. So I'm
had-
glad we finally
Thank
got
you
it lined
so
up.
much. You're the best.
Well, thank you. I
And,
love what you're doing.
I-
Sharing
I
everybody's
hope- I hope
stories.
you love
It's
it.
important. Thank you. I do.
Good. All right, everybody. We're going to say goodbye. It's a little hot out here. God bless.
Bye.